He's just a good old boy who loves burning rubber and driving fast.
Oh, Dentley. Dentley. So, I thought I was filming some of this and I did not push the button. So I got to catch up. Here's where we're at on Dentley. Intercooler is at Mike Abbott's Steel Rose Metal Coal, getting worked on. And I have already put on the custom Lutz Race Car Stainless Works exhaust log. That is on. All I did was buy some nice bolts because after talking with John at Boosted Motorsports, he's like, do you got some foreign made bolts holding on your header, aka exhaust log, manifold, whatever you want to call it? I'm like, yes, I certainly do. And he said he has had trouble in the past with this kind of bolt causing an issue because basically you don't get any bolt stretch. So what I did was order some really nice ARP made in the USA bolts, put a regular gasket back on there and bolted it up. You missed that. All you did was miss me griping, complaining, truck up, down, simply because some of the bolts are easy to get to, some are not. One or two, I had to trim the ends off of them to get them in there. And I'll show you. So like this one, it gets close and didn't want to go in there. This one was the worst one. I actually did trim this one a little bit because it would not make the corner. Because these ARP bolts have a nice big washer on them the way ARP does. And then the next thing I found amongst all of this pile of mess I got going is the bottom radiator hose. You can see right there that bottom radiator hose has gotten really hot. Reason being is the wastegate. I'm gonna try to do this with the phone and hold this all up here at one time. The wastegate goes on right here and it gets really close to that radiator hose. So I just went and purchased a brand new stock Dodge Gates bottom radiator hose. That did not fix the problem until I trimmed the end off and continue to trim it until it pulls further and further away from this. And then I know some of y'all will probably comment, Jeffrey should have rotated that this way a little bit. Can't, because when you turn the wheel to lock pointed that way, the front tire also gets close. Turbo problems, even though it's a big old truck. It's just part of turbos on a application that was never designed for turbos. So just piddling, plain and simple piddling. It's 100 degrees outside. Our new air condition is so nice. I'm looking, I can see the thermostat from here. I've got the thermostat set at 85 degrees. I know that sounds hot. I'm thinking about that light bill. All you got to do when you think, man, it's hot in here, is walk outside, stay for a moment or two, walk back inside. You're like, you know what? It feels pretty daggum good in here at 85 degrees. And hopefully that'll keep my light bill from being too awful high. Anyway, just catching you guys up on old Dentley. Man, I'm really, while some of it is frustrating and aggravating, sometimes just spending time with your hot rod is a lot of fun, kind of relaxing, and your mind just drifts off to whatever. You know, this is what's the word? Therapeutic. That's a big word for a country boy, but that's what it is. It's therapeutic, fun, enjoyable. Even when you're frustrated trying to get bolts put in, that is part of it. All right, back to work I go. back from Steel Rose Metal Co. I had no reason to show y'all. Last night, got water hose out, washed out the inside of the intercooler multiple times. Also took and taped up all the openings, put the shop back in there, basically because, Mike had to cut this off again to get all the shavings out of it. And now, I'm not going to do it in here, but I'm getting ready for powder coat in a can. A little cleaning, a little bit of taping because I don't want to get paint on this area. Put the old powder coat in a can on there. This stuff is awesome, by the way. All right, powder coat in a can. Done. One beauty to be at 100 degrees outside. It's baked on. Alrighty, intercooler back in place. You will see I have the intake charge pipe off. It's laying there. We've got all of our turbo pipes being hooked back up there and there. The radiator hose is now against this pipe and a little further away from our wastegate. Hopefully that resolves that problem. Why do I have the intake pipe off? Well, Mike had cut all this out. I have washed the intercooler. I have vacuumed the intercooler. I have also rattle can powder coated the intercooler. So I want to start Dentley up with nothing hooked up so the turbos can run, blow air through. If there's any stuff left in there, it'll blow it out. Pretty simple. So it's been several weeks since Dentley's fired up. Let's fire it up, blow some air through that intercooler. I see every now and then on YouTube or wherever cold starts. This is not necessarily a cold start. It is, I'm looking, 88 degrees in the shop right now. But Dentley hadn't been cranked in a while. Let's fire him up. Here we go. Well, can you hear the vacuum coming from that freaking thing? Dentley. So I don't know if y'all noticed when I fired it up earlier, we still had a header leak. So that brings me to the driver's side. So pulled the old wheel well out, jumped in here, undid the turbo, pulled the Lutz Stainless Works exhaust log / header, whatever it is. And yep, it had a header leak. A little bit there, but a lot right there. So I did it again. I did both sides, got that all done. Now, let's see if it's fixed. It's fixed. Boom. So I just learned something pretty dang cool. Our boy Tom Bailey, my buddy, yo buddy, sickthemag.com, the man who has been selling our Stomp on the Loud pedal shirts, and of course, our Dentley shirts. I don't even have a Stomp on the Loud Pedal shirt yet. But what I learned from Tom, for every $5 spent, including buying my shirts, you are entered into a drawing to win the 57 gasser. The same one that EJ drove on Sick Week. I tell you, that's a pretty good deal. A 57 gasser for every time you buy a shirt or whatever you buy on sickthemag.com. Also, $5,000. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I should have already been telling y'all that. Link in the description for my shirts and everything Sick the Mag shirts. Appreciate you guys so much watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. See you guys in the next one.